Pharaoh's Chamber at 60-minute escape game.
Pharaoh's Chamber.
My favorites
Favorite of all time?
so far. We've done
Some
six.
of the favorites. Favorite parts.
Favorite parts. Oh man, just the set design was amazing. You felt like you were kind of going to Egypt. The things that they had in there were spectacular. From I don't want to say all the parts, but just how they did different parts that made you feel like you were walking through the Egyptian times, unlocking things, just like you would be in a Harrison Ford movie.
Yeah, like Indiana Jones.
Indiana
kind of a
Jones.
feel,
I
yeah.
felt like I was kind of part of that, acting it out, and it felt really good.
The plaster, the walls, everything was beautifully well designed, very immersive.
Lighting in that was also incredible. Every time we did something, things would light up for us, and
Yeah, you knew kind of what
It would
order.
show you where to go based on what light lit up when.
yes.
It also showed you when you were successful. Oh, we were able to light up all those lights. We were successful.
Yep.
And so lighting at all the rooms in 60-minute escape game, just phenomenal lighting in all the rooms.
I love levels. That one had
Multi-level.
some multi-levels that were pretty awesome to go through.
And it just kept building.
Up
Yeah.
and then across and then down and then
Yeah.
over and it just
Yes.
architecture amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's beautiful. They used their space incredibly well. And again, the Generation 2 locks in that room were really cool. How does setting something here really do so? Oh, okay, we unlocked the code. It really worked.
Yeah, there were some weight-oriented puzzles that you had to solve by putting a certain amount of weight on something. It's just very, very well done.
Some of the puzzles I've never seen before, so that was cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Other
very
pros in the Pharaoh's Chamber.
The team puzzles. There was a few times we actually needed 2 or 3 of us.
Yep.
To try and get. So that
Spread
was-
out. You do this. You do
Yep.
this. You got to hold this right here while I hold this over here.
Yep.
And it took the whole team to solve a couple of the puzzles. That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
And I really liked how when you walk in, the search was not just a bunch of, oh, that drawer opens. The search was actually it took some creativity to hide the things that they hid.
There were a couple of elements that didn't work perfectly because the sensor wasn't working just right. So I don't know if there was some wear and tear on it, but it was just like a little bit anticlimactic that you put, the object in the hole and it works and it's like, well, turn it a little bit, but play with it. There, you got it.
Yeah.
And so you just like, you would like it to work just like that.
Especially at the end, because that happened to us at the end.
At the very
That's
end,
all
To get it,
we knew it was there. It's just it wasn't opening the.
And once they flipped the switch
Finale.
and it worked, boom.
Yeah.
It was a great finale.
Yeah, great finale. The
was a
lighting
great
and all
finale,
that
yeah.
was a very exciting hooray moment at the end. And I think that one of the cons of this room was a couple kind of red herrings pieces that they give you. In both rooms we played there at 60-minute escape, they gave you props that look like they're going to solve a puzzle, but they were just kind of pointless props that actually you didn't use.
Or extra pieces that you used, a couple of them, you didn't use all of them.
Yeah. So I would call those red herrings just because they're totally unnecessary, just to make just to distract the players.
One thing that was cool was the multi-level, but I think a con is if you're over 6 feet, it's going to be a little tight.
It's
in
tough
some
to get up
places.
and down those little rabbit holes, rabbit trails.
Yeah.
Through the
Yeah.
pyramid, yeah.
But I love this room. It was a
They're worth it.
blast.
Some really cool physical challenge puzzles in this room.
Yeah, one of us had to throw a ball into a certain area and really struggled with that piece of it. But he wouldn't let anybody else try to throw.
It's been a while
the
since
object.
high school basketball.
So if you have like a 11-year-old girl that could shoot baskets, might do better in this room than some of us did in that element. But we did solve the game in about 40 minutes, which our game host said was a record, at least as far as she knew. I don't think they kept track of it, but said we were faster than any other group she's ever seen go through that room.
And better looking.
She didn't say that part at all.
She didn't say that.
You could see it in her eyes probably there. Yeah.
So that was a great. Any other pros and cons that you wanted to throw out?
They had the best shirts.
They were awesome
They had
shirts
great
for
shirts.
$12.
So we got them.
Yeah,
We got a
good
couple
deal.
shirts. So.
Yeah. What would you give Pharaoh's Chamber out of 5?
Bing, 5.
Being 5.
Bing. I would too.
It's
That means you went right to 5. You didn't have to round up.
Okay.
Being 5.
Okay.
So
5.
far on this trip, it's been my favorite one. So I'm giving it totally.
Best
giving it
one in
5.
Nashville. So
I would
far.
say
so
that's
far.
been my favorite too. Number
Top
5.
1 in Nashville
We got
so
3
far.
5s. I'm giving it a 5 too. 4
Okay.
5s.
Nice.
4 5s.
That's a great room. And to overcome the bad impression that I had as we arrived
That really rubbed Mike the wrong
and
way.
get a 5, that's pretty good.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
From now on, Escape Games, if you could reserve a spot for Mike, he would appreciate that.
I think that the reserving a spot for the owner thing just turned me off a little bit. However, I think one thing that they said when we showed up, you asked, have you played the other games in Murfreesboro? Which there's some incredible games in Murfreesboro. And they said, no, we just kind of like our own games.
Yeah.
And I think they would benefit so much. Drive across town. Go see,
Some of
because
the
they've got
customer
some
service
awesome
and-
things
yep,
that you can implement very easily to
These-
make your customer service better.
outside of the room. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, they were kind. I'm not saying they were rude or anything.
These rooms were amazing, though.
Yeah, the
So-
rooms were incredible.
Might sound like we're a little nitpicky from that, so it's because some are nitpicky on certain things, but Mike for his living, what his job is customer service excellence, or else people aren't part of your ministry and so forth. So you pick up on those things more than most people would.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Incredible rooms. Highly
Loved it.
recommend.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend.